Hello explainers, this is Dan, and today I'm going to be showing you how the Discover experience works. Discover is a place where XPlain hosts models, datasets, and ML metrics. As you can see, there are three different selections. First, let's look at models. Currently, XPlain hosts over 35,000 models that come from multiple AI providers such as AWS, Azure, AppTech, etc. And these models operate using different languages or language pairs and all different functions. You can filter models out by the functions they perform and by the input or output languages. To be more precise, we can use the top right any function filter. Here we see the current AI functions available on the platform. These functions are ever expanding, and if you have a function you would like, don't hesitate to let us know by reaching us through the help widget located at the bottom right. Let's look at one of these functions and select translation, for example. As of now, we have over 33,000 models for machine translation for different language pairs and dialects. As soon as I select translation, a couple of drop-down options appeared to select the source and target languages. Alternatively, you can use the Smart Search function and type in your requests there. As an example, I will look for models that translate from English to Spanish. Let's filter by the Smart Search function and type English to Spanish. There are 17 models available for our specific search criteria for translation from English to Spanish, and these are the asset cards that contain details about the performing function: name of the model, model's provider, input and output languages. This number represents the cost of using this model, and the specific model costs 15 credits per 1 million characters translated. If you look at the top right corner, you can see your credit balance. Make sure to watch our billing video to understand how credits work. The number on the right-hand bottom corner of each model shows the popularity. In other words, the number of people who are using the model. In case you didn't find the model you need, you can always request a custom solution and have it developed for you by the XPlain team. To do this, click on the three dots in the upper right corner. Discover is a library that displays all models listed on the platform by XPlain. To get access to a model and its API, you need to click Enable to save models into your assets for later use. All saved assets are displayed in the dashboard. We'll review this page in a bit. There is another way of utilizing models by collecting them, one or more at a time. You can add models into a collection tray and further use them for model comparison, benchmark, auto mode, or add to pipeline. Let's go ahead and compare models' outputs against each other. To do this, select Compare. Here we can either upload a text file or enter a text, and there is an additional optional field for reference data, in case you wish to compare machine-translated outputs against ground truth. I have a sample text to enter. And now we can compare its translations produced by the selected models. Let's give it a moment to generate the output. Now we see the two outputs from these models. By looking at these translations, you can visually compare them and estimate the quality of their performance at first sight. When I look at these two outputs, I can see that this translation is more accurate. I know this because of two reasons. One, I can visually compare the translation outputs. And two, I can see the benchmark scores. The higher the score, the more the translation correlates to a human translation. Based on these two factors, I can make an informed decision about the quality. Compare provides high-level information on the translation quality of each model. And if you want more details, you can use our benchmark service, which provides more specific data on the translation model performance. So if I had to choose between the two, I would select this one, because the benchmarking scores are greater, as is the translation itself. Next, we have a nifty feature here that allows you to see the performance of these models in terms of latency, or in other words, speed of performance. The lower the number, the better the latency is. By looking at these numbers, we can tell that this model reacted faster, although this doesn't necessarily mean the translation quality is going to be the best. This is why you would use all the information on the screen to better understand and select the best model for your requirements. The XPlain platform also provides model benchmarking. which we will review in more detail in the next video. But now we will briefly describe a specific model category under auto mode only. These are pre-trained auto mode models. So what is auto mode? Auto mode is a platform feature that allows you to benchmark or even train your own custom models based on a specific dataset and analysis metric. You may want to do this in specific cases, such as training a model for pharmaceutical data. Although the models listed here have already been pre-trained, you may decide that these models do not meet your requirements, in which case you would use custom auto mode to train your own model. Auto mode can also be used for benchmarking to predict at a segment level the best model engine to use for a specific function, whether that's translation, text-to-speech, etc. We will cover this more in another video. Apart from models, you can also find datasets on Discover. They too are categorized by function and language. As you collect them, you can use them for benchmark and for training your auto mode model. And as a member of aiXplain, you can upload your own datasets and utilize them on the platform the same way. And the last category on Discover is metrics. Metrics are used to monitor and identify good or poor performing models. You may benchmark against these models or create a custom auto mode model specific to one of these metrics. You can filter the metrics by utilizing the Function tab. And if you're unsure what they do, you can read the short description inside each model card. Now it's time to see what the dashboard looks like. Everything you upload, enable, create is all listed in this dashboard. All your assets are saved and categorized here into benchmarks, datasets, models, pipelines, files, and reports. Let's look at models. Here you can see all the models you enabled, and from here you can collect the models for further use. Let's click on a model to see its details. Here we see the model specifications like function, supplier, input/output, popularity, number, and cost. On the next tab, called API Integration, you will get access to the model's unique API key and pre-written snippets of code containing API information. The next tab, called Try It Out, allows you to test the model by uploading an input file or providing an input text and seeing the output results. Alright, that was it about the Discover experience. We only showed you the machine translation function. There are many more functions and features you can explore and test on the platform, which we will review in this series of video tutorials. So, have fun!